Hey guys, it's Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive on Thursday, March 17th. It is officially St. Patrick's Day, and I, a week ago, would never have thought that I was going to be live today with you guys, but with the current circumstances of my health, I had to reschedule from Monday to today, and I'm so happy I did, you guys, because you heard me on Tuesday doing my Tip Tuesday. It was not a pretty sight. I can imagine. It did not sound so amazing. There we are. Perfect. So I am almost 100%. I wouldn't say that I'm 100% because I still sound a little bit like there's something there. But for the most part, I got rest. You guys were so amazing. Hi, Deanne. Hi, Noreen. Hi, Jean Terwilliger. Everybody said, get rest. Have hot liquids and honey, and all the advice you guys gave is amazing. I think one of the main game changers for me was, you guys, after I got done with the live, Anna Rebedu reached out to me. She's like, you better not be sleeping on your back. Make sure you sleep on your side. Hi, Becky. Hi, Jean Benson. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Hi, Anna. And so Anna said, make sure you're sleeping on your side, not on your back, which is the exact opposite of what I did on Monday night. I don't know why I thought sleep on my back because it will drain. Well, apparently what happens is it goes right to your lungs, and that's where it collects. Hi, Ann Bellinger. Thank you so much. And that's why on Tuesday when I woke up, I was like hacky and coffee. And it's like, well, if I would have just slept, hindsight is 2020, right, you guys? Hi, Kathy King. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Hildy. And so hindsight is 2020. I wish I would have slept on my side on Monday night. It would have made all the difference, but that is what I did on Tuesday night and last night. Hi, Kathy Jean from Canada. Woohoo! Yes, I sound much better, Becky. I would have to agree. Hi, Alice. I don't sound irritating to myself either. So I definitely slept on my side. You guys, it makes all the difference. So hi, Debbie Schultz. Hi, Karen Wetstein. Oh, you guys are amazing, though. All the support and the love and the words of get better, rest. And, I don't get sick very often. I can have, I worked for Mercury Marine for 10 years, and I called in for a sick day, a half a day in 10 years. And I'm very fortunate and I'm blessed. I have a very healthy immune system. I don't get sick very often. And I know I got the COVID back well over two and a half years ago now already. So that's long past. And so I think that was probably the last time I can remember getting sick. And so when something like what happens in my system is I go, you guys, if most of you know me by now, if you're just watching me for the first time, you might not know this, but if you know me, you know that I go 100 miles a minute and I am a nonstop, 150% of my just go. And everybody around me can get sick, and I don't get sick until I stop. And that's what happened, you guys. I didn't stop per se, but I put it down a notch, right? I left the job last week, and I had this more, let's get sleep, let's get caught up, let's be more relaxed. And when I took it down those notches, that's when, bam, you need to recharge your battery, girl. And I'm like, God, that happens to me every time. And you guys, so if you know I don't get sick very often, I run myself like that for a very long time. So hi, Sherry Martin. I am the Energizer Bunny. My mom always says I do not let the grass grow under my feet. Hi, Teresa and other crafty funds. Yay. So that is what happened. Hi, Carmen Melendez. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody, too. You guys, I did wear my my green shirt. I definitely am supporting the Green Bay Packers today. I don't have much green in my wardrobe, but I did find a pretty green turquoise dress to wear tonight to my family's event. I thought about wearing it for you guys today. I'm like, nah, I don't want to sit here in a dress. So I got to flip this light off, you guys. It keeps switching on me. It's an LED light, and it just went haywire. So it turns off and it turns on and off. And it just has been going in the background there for a little bit. So this is my attire for you guys today. I'm a naturally, because I live in Wisconsin, I do support the Green Bay Packers because they are the local team. I think I would be skinned alive if I said that I didn't support the Packers around here. So, no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't be. But hi, Arliss. Hi, Patsy Roberts. Yes, sounding much better, you guys. Hi, Randy. And I woke up this morning and I was so excited, you guys. I have been meaning to get done the Memories and More class that we have. You guys, it's live. It's March 30th in person, and then it's online April 1st. I've had it all laid out for a while. I've had it. Thanks for sharing, Alice. I appreciate it. Hi, Rose Botswan. Yay, from Canada too. I got your email, Rose. I hope you get out very soon. Hi, Jennifer Jones, and get on the mend as well. So you guys, the Memories and More Heart and Home class, I've had it laid out. Chris and I kind of laid it out 2 weeks ago already, and all I needed to do was assemble, add ribbon, and embellish, and I worked on that this morning. I worked on it until about like 10 after 12. So I got it done though, and I can't wait to share the cards with you because I need to know who wants to sign up for this class ASAP because they need to go in the mail next week. And so I have a week to prep the card kits and any die cutting that needs to get done. Hi, Cindy Kaiser. Woohoo. So when I flip the camera down, I'm going to show you guys 3 classes I have coming up that I'm asking for anybody else who would like to register to get on the ball and register because I'm needing to start prepping for these classes. I know they probably seem like, oh, they're 2 or 3 weeks away, but when you have to prep and die cut and mail and make plans to kit, it doesn't just all happen in a day. And I can only forecast a certain amount, and then if I have more people that want to sign up, then I gotta punt. And so I try not to punt very much if I don't have to. Hi, Shirley Inglis. From Peverly, Missouri. Woohoo! So when I flip the camera down, I'm going to show you guys the Memories and More class, and I'm going to show you the ink, paper, scissors that's coming up not next week, but the following week. And then also the game night, which is I think it's the 7th of April. So I want to show this all to you guys so that if you need to research or figure out if you want to take the class, then you can do that on my website, get the information on the events calendar, and then reach out to me if you want to sign up for anything. Hi, Joan from Washington State. Woohoo! So, oh gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. So I'm going to show you Kelly's Technique Thursday card first. So she was all about St. Patrick's Day today, and she did watercoloring with a rainbow. So we always associate St. Patrick's Day with the rainbow and the pot of gold at the end. So she just did this live, I don't know, maybe an hour or 2 ago, you guys. And so if you missed Technique Thursday, definitely go ahead and catch her replay for that. So that was Kelly's Technique Thursday, was a St. Patty's Day card. This was my St. Patty's Day card that I made. I showed this in a swap card showcase maybe last month, but everything on here is actually current Stampin' Up! Product. So Kelly also used these dies, are amazing. They're the well words or wet wish words or something. That's where these dies come from. I do, Jamie, I do have March paper pumpkins. I heard that they were in people's mailboxes as of yesterday already, and I did order about 3 or 4 extra, Jamie. So when I flip the camera down, Jamie, I need you to send me an email or text me. Make sure if you put a text message together that you tell me your name. Sometimes I get random texts and I don't know who it is that texts me. So yes, Jamie, I do have extra of the March New Horizon paper pumpkin, maybe 3 or 4 at this point, and I just need you to contact me privately, and so we can figure that out. So, okay, back to the flipping down here, you guys. Hi, Dawn Funk. So this was my St. Patty's Day card that I made, and may the luck of the Irish go double for you. So some St. Patty's Day inspiration. Okay, now, so I'm going to do these in the order that the class happens so that you guys can see what's coming up. So next week, you guys, is New Horizons. I am out. Like, I don't think I have a kit left at all. So I'm not even going to show you those cards because we're just going to do them live next week, Thursday. Hi, Cheryl Benz. So this is ink, paper, scissors. If you go to my website, and it's March 31st, so in 2 weeks from today, this is a fun fold. So this slips up. It's like a belly band. It's not like a belly band. It is a belly band. And so that's the inside, would be in the inside like that. And then it opens up. So a fun fold, you guys. All right. So that's card number 1. Ink, paper, scissors, you get a full pack of embellishments, a roll of ribbon, and a quarter pack of designer paper, and then the 4 card kits. Another fun fold, you guys. This is a book card, and if you're checking this out, you need a sentiment and a sentiment so far. The stamp set featured here is artfully layered, and you use more of the greenery on the inside. Here's another one. You get your die cut pieces. Everything's punched or die cut for you, and you need to stamp a sentiment. And then on the inside is where the foliage is. And that's where the stamp set comes in. And then this one is the last card. And again, all the die cutting. You get the designer series paper in your goodie bag, so you can choose that pattern, or you could pick something that you might like better. The paper is so cool. So, and you can embellish till your heart's content. So you guys, this class is called Ink, Paper, Scissors, March 31st. I'm planning to make 40 kits, right? I have 28 already accounted for. That leaves 12 card kits. So my mom and I already kitted these up. And then I just need to know about ordering the extra product for the last 12. So I've already ordered the product for the 28. So these will be getting off in the mail to people or ready for porch pickup. Ink, Paper, Scissors, March 31st. Then is the Memories and More class. Okay, so the Memories and More class is a higher dollar class because it includes product. Okay, so it is a $50 class for porch pickup, $59 if mailed, $9 to mail the packet. What you get is a full pack of the note cards and envelopes, and this is from the Heart and Home. So there's 20 note cards and envelopes, and you get a full pack of the Memories and More card pack. Hi, Cindy Runtree. So you get a full pack of this, a full pack of the embellishments, and a roll of the denim ribbon. And that, plus I add to it. I add additional card bases and die cuts. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. I appreciate it. Everybody else, too, that shared, I really appreciate you sharing the love. So you get this plus more. And so the cost is $50 or $59 for the cash price, cash check, electronic payment. And hi Mitzi Stanley, I'm gonna show you the cards. These are hot off the press. I literally finished them about an hour ago. So, so there are the small cards, and then there are large cards, and then there are my extra card bases that I'll provide extra card bases. But what's super cool about this is what we did. Carissa and I laid out the product, and we divided it in half. So this is 10 of the, this is 5 of the large cards, 5 of the small cards, which leaves 5 of each left. So what I'm trying to say is, in essence, you could double this very easily. You have enough product left over to double it if you just added your extra own card bases or mats. So what I'm going to show you here is like enough to make one set, but and I'll show this you guys during the live, is that you basically divide everything in half, and then you have enough left over. So Carissa, you're watching. Yay, you get to see it hot off the press. Okay, so I'll try to break it down there's 3 different sizes of cards, okay? So these Memories and More, they come by 4x6 and 4x3. So this one was really hard. I tried to add a ribbon to every card, but this, I think, is the only card I had a hard time adding ribbon to. So it's very simple. You just added some embellishments. So this is what you'll go out with if you make the cards exactly like I do. And this is using half of the pack of the Memories and More card pack and half of the note cards and envelope. I haven't done any of the insides yet, you guys. It's just showing you the outsides, okay? And then, so I tried to use that denim ribbon on every card. So all of this, you guys, so far I've not done any stamping. This is perfect for a beginner just starting out. Like today's class is Let's Just Stamp, like geared towards beginners. You guys, I haven't pulled in any stamps yet. Hi, Kate Weir. This is all from the Memories and More card pack, the envelopes, the note cards. So now these are the small cards. I did add some stamps here. And this is where I add a little bit of die cutting. Hi, Luann Johnson. So I added a couple labels here. So this is what I add extra to the kit. So 2 extra labels, and now you need to stamp a sentiment. And this one too, I added a couple labels and stamped a sentiment. Now all the sentiments that I stamped come from this Honeybee Blessings. But like this case, that came from the card pack. This is a sticker from the card pack. And so what we've done is taken all these products and tried to map them out to like make the best layouts that are appeasing to your eye. Added a sentiment. Now, if you guys don't want to get this honeybee blessing stamp set, let's say you don't have it, all you have to do is figure out what sentiments you do want. Oh, you guys, here's another one. I didn't add ribbon to this. I didn't know where to add ribbon. So 2 cards out of, I think, 18 or 16 don't have ribbon, but added a couple embellishments. So now, hi, Cheryl Thomas. Yes, Mitzi, there are still openings for this class. If anybody wants to sign up for this class, you have to email me or text me or call me or Facebook message me. Now, with this stack of cards, there's 8 cards here. And these are where I will be adding the 8 bases and 8 envelopes to this package. And so in this case, though, it's just the crumb cake base that I added and used up some more of the note cards, added a little ribbon. And then in this case, too, I will add, I didn't do it on here, but you would get a white inside as well. So I'd have 4 white insides, 8 insides, 8 mats. No, that is the mat. 8 bases, 8 mats, and 8 envelopes is what I'm trying to say. So here's another one where we just added a base to it, and then you could use another label I added. So any labels I would provide die cut for you. This one is primarily using all the pieces from the Memories and More pack. And again, if you don't like any of the styles of how they're laid out, you guys have the ability to change it. This one I stamped a sentiment, and this is that big flower from that set. And it's just stamped off. And then, so there's that one. And then here's, that little guy didn't stick. So this is the Memories and More Heart and Home class. Here's another one. We just added a little blue base or Misty Moonlight base. So you would need 2 inks for this class. Smoky Slate and Misty Moonlight. That's basically all that was added. All of this, you guys, are the card packs. That's how they come. And adding little stickers like that bee. These are little stickers. I will add in the doilies as well. So, hi, D. Serena. And then this is the last one. So, you guys, there's 8 here. And then there are 5 and 5, which give you 18 cards for this class. But if you would add, and I'm thinking about doing this, you guys will have to give me some feedback. I was thinking about doing an add-on option where if you wanted the extra set of labels and mats and envelopes and bases, I could do that for an add-on price, because I didn't calculate 2 sets of the add-on stuff into the cost. I just calculated 1. But hi, Deb Norman. But in case anybody was interested in completely making the entire pack and being done with it and making 36 cards, I would look at adding, figuring out what the cost would be to add 8 bases, 8 more envelopes, 8 mats, and then the extra labels so that you get 2 sets. So yes, Deb, I'm feeling a little better. So basically it's $50 for porch pickup or $59, and I'm so excited it's done. Yay. But the problem is, you guys, it's not a problem, but the class is it's 2 weeks from tomorrow. So it needs to be in the mail to you guys by next week, Friday. So now's the time to get registered if you want to do this class. So again, that was the Memories and More Heart and Home. All right. So many cards. And they're easy, you guys. If you like easy cards, like I know I love to create layers and embellish. Oh, thanks, Jean Maxwell. Happy St. Patty's Day to you too. Lots of intricate details. These are they're easy, nice, pretty cards. Hi, Pat from South Dakota. So, and then one more card class I want to show you guys before we get ready for class. I do this class in person called Lucky Hand, and then I do it online called Game Night. It's April 6th and April 7th. So in person and online. And this features the Daisy Lane stamp set. And then there's Daisy Punch, the medium, and the large. And then these are the 4 cards. Hi, Jay Shante. So you get a goodie bag of the pearls and a roll of ribbon, and you get 4 card kits. And this is a game night, meaning we're going to play games. And there's going to be 5 bundles. If I can swing it, they're going to be all bundles out of the new annual catalog. And what you do need for this one, you guys, you do need to have the daisy stamp if you want it. You could use other flowers. Somebody said, well, do you have to have the daisies? No. If you want to put other bouquet of flowers on these or flower heads, you can. Hi, Jody Sturman. Hi, Carol. Hi, Barb Johnson. The thing is, for these 2 cards, you guys, everything is punched or die cut for you. You need a sentiment for those 2 pieces right there. These cards, I am not punching the daisies ahead of time. Each one of these is 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What I'm going to give you is a white piece of paper, which is big enough for you to stamp them and then punch them. So that is a little bit different of how I sometimes do kits. And so sometimes I'll provide a die cut piece for you and then you can stamp it. This time it's so detailed, you need to stamp it and then punch it. So I'll give you white paper. So if you don't have the daisy punch or the daisy stamp set and you have other flowers like the tulips, or if you have something else that you could put into here, it'll work. So, but this one's, my mom would call this one the gourmet card. So yay. Okay, so you guys, that is game night lucky hand. At the moment, I have about 26 people signed up for game night. I have about 5 for lucky hand. I'm planning for 48 total, or maybe 56. I don't know that. That's what I don't know. It's still a little early for me to kind of guess, but I need to get the die cutting pieces out to Anna to help me, and I need to kind of estimate, and the more people that sign up early help me with that estimating, so I'm not die cutting on the back end. So yay. Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna have to drink water and take deep breaths because it and maybe have to sneeze every now and then. I'm not quite sure, I haven't figured that out yet, but I was feeling pretty good going into it, but now I'm like, oh, I feel like I have to sneeze. So I'm gonna try not to sneeze all over you guys if I can avoid it. So what is today? Today is Let's Just Stamp. So Diane Bogenhagen and I started this class back in July of last year. Hi, Susan Lub. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, your last name scares me. Merzenich. The Randalls is not hard at all, but I tried. So we started this class back in July of last year, and it has grown. You guys, this is probably my biggest list just stamped so far. 28 people have signed up for this class for today. I don't have any card kits left. Diane has this class on Tuesday, and if you're local to me and want to sign up with Diane to take the class on Tuesday, I think she still has space. I think at the moment she only has 8 people signed up, so I'm sure that there's room for more in case you're local. And I did a really intensive, hi Susan Reed, extensive I should say, video back on July 24th. I said it right. Very nice. Okay. And it's in the description of this exact video where you're watching right now. I put in there that the link for that July video. So if you are new to me, or if you're new to stamping and you want to learn all about what are the intricacies and what it takes to get involved in stamping, this hobby craft that we do, I did about an hour about I even read off of a PowerPoint presentation when I used to do this class in person. So I highly encourage you guys to go back and watch that if you are new. I did it, and most of you, I wouldn't say most of you, but a bunch of you have seen that already. So I don't want to go through all those details again. That's what the awesome thing about having replays is once you make a video, you don't have to keep making the same video over and over. And so I highly encourage you guys to go back to that video and watch it. When you have a moment, the main things though in stamping, hi Jane, you need 5 things for stamping. I always like to remind people of this. For those that are starting, you need adhesives and ink and stamps, which are the 3 things you would need to provide if you take a class with me. When it comes to paper and cutting, those are the other 2 things. So 5 things, kind of what you need for the basis for stamping. I generally provide all that. So when you get kits from me, they include the paper, the ribbon, embellishments, and what you need are the stamps and inks and adhesives to stamp and then assemble your cards. And what we do in a class then is we put the cards together. And if you don't have the kits, you can work alongside me if you are good at following along, or you can always catch the replay and make cards along. All those that take classes with me in terms of getting the kits, they get a PDF tutorial from me as well. And that PDF tutorial has pictures and measurements and instructions and the products listed. So that's always a perk of actually getting card kits from me. I'm going to do roll call really quick because I know a bunch of you are watching. I'm so excited. 50 people watching me on St. Patty's Day. Woohoo! So how many of you are wearing green right now? That's what I'm curious about. Okay, so Julie Bierschbach, Sandy Wicklander, Kathy Groves, Barb Barkow, Carissa Alberts, Deanna Stell, Laura Sullivan, Christina Bernards, Jeannie Parker, Barbara Moynan, Kathy King, Dee Serena, Bonnie Gravlin, Karen Cotton, Karen Wetstein, Cheryl Thomas, Jennifer Jones, Jean Terwilliger, Debbie Schultz, Carla Cordes, Ann Bellinger, my little niece, Lily Bertram. My mom bought this card class for her as a birthday present. So little Lily's taking class with me. I know she's in school right now, but she might catch the replay. So hi, Lily. Patsy Roberts, Jamie Tafoya, Sherry Vanderkoy, Susan Reed, and Barbara Godby. So just to show you guys, a bunch of you guys are wearing green. I love it. I'm like, I am me. I love it. Okay, just to show you guys how I underestimated the space I needed for this class. This is this is all the people, you guys, that signed up for my classes recently, but it goes from here down to here and all the way over to here. And so you guys are amazing me that so many people are taking my classes. That means that you're loving them. Who doesn't love to get card kits prepped and prepared that all you have to do is stamp and assemble them? Like, I make it super easy for you guys to make beautiful and amazing cards. That is my goal. One of my goals. For you to have fun is always my ultimate goal. So many of you guys are wearing green. I love it. So wait till next week, you guys, when we do the New Horizons class. Woo, oh my goodness. I think I'm ending up with 76 or 78 card kits. It blew my mind. Whatever 56 plus 18 is. 50, 60, 70, 74. Right? No, 8 and 6 is 14. Yeah, I think I'm 74 card kits. So many people. So I love it. So you guys, without further ado, we're going to get rocking and rolling, and we're going to make 3 beautiful cards. And they feature the Timeless Tulips. So when Diane and I, when we design the cards, well, first of all, when we plan the class, we go through the catalog and we try to find stamp sets. And we don't want, Kathy doesn't want me going back to the real job. Yeah, I don't either. You know, my mom said to me every day, aren't you happy you don't have your job? Because you would be calling in sick every day. This way you can just be your own boss and just take the time to rest. I'm like, yeah, Mom, you're right. You're right. I know. It's so nice. But my boss did call me after he called me a couple days ago, and he wanted to check up on me and see how things were going. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I got to call him back. I didn't want to talk to him because I didn't sound great. So, the Timeless Tulips was picked because of the focal images and the sentiments, and that's what we try to do. When we pick a stamp set for this, we think that you might not, we want you to be able to do everything within one stamp set, not that you have to buy 5 stamp sets and 5 like so much stuff to do a card class. So we try to pick a stamp set that has everything encompassing. So in case you do want the stamp set, you have a complete class. Hi, Elaine Rebeck. So like when I do my other classes, I'll bring in stamp sets galore. I don't think about that. But for this, we think about picking a stamp set. And so when you look at the stamp set we picked, it has lots of versatile sentiments and it has focal images. And so that's why we picked Timeless Tulips. And we knew coming into the spring, you guys will need some bright, cheerful cards. And so a lot of you I saw probably in the new mini catalog that they have a stamp set called Flowering Fields, which has tulips as well. So if you have that, you could probably most likely get by with that. You don't always have to have the stamp set that we use. And a matter of fact, I told Christina I was going to do this. I'm going to find it really quick. So, hi, Patricia Settle. One of the things that I highly encourage you guys to do is to look through your stamps and see, do you need to buy something in order to take a class with me? If you have, a lot of us, if you're similar to me or you've been stamping for a long time, you might have a good collection of stamps and inks. And it's always awesome to be able to use what you have versus buying more. And so I wanted to share something with you. I thought it was the sweetest thing. Christina Bernards, who's taking this class, sent me a picture from February's Let's Just Stamp featured Flowing Flowers, and she did not own it. And so I'm going to run you guys through a message that she sent me and just share. And she said it was okay, I could share this, but I thought that this really was the culmination of being creative and challenging yourself all in one, and coming out of it feeling rewarded and happy with what you created. And so I'm going to read this to you guys, and hopefully it gives you encouragement to know also that you can get to the point where you can look at what you have and not necessarily buy more, but take classes and not have to increase your product, right? Okay, so I'm going to flip down and I'm going to try to read this to you guys. So I have to share with you because I think you'll appreciate it. She didn't have the Flowering Field stamp set, so she had to put her imagination cap on by using what she had, especially for the first card. And she said what she did is she posted photos below, and she tried several different sets and still ended up using a mix in the actual card. It took her probably a couple hours, but it was fun to come up with something that worked. I used your mention of a golden anniversary for this card, and she added a gold sprig leaf. And thank you for the ideas and helping me be self-creative. You guys, that's what I love to do, is try to teach you to be creative. So these were the sets that she pulled out: Hydrangea Haven, Coloring Contour, Hand Pen Petals, and Eden's Garden. And she pulled out all these different pieces. This is kind of what she started off with and worked with. Okay, all these. And then this was the card that she created in the end. And it was awesome. She used a different sentiment. She pulled in different flowers. And you can kind of see here, she added that gold sprig, which really added to it, which made it a very pretty golden wedding anniversary card. So it just shows you like the thought process of, you know, you don't have the actual stamp set that I have, that I'm promoting for this specific class, but this is where you can use your imagination and your creativity and let it run wild and still end up with a beautiful and amazing card with using what you have at home. So Christina, I loved seeing that, and I love the fact that you were okay with me sharing that, because so many people like might hesitate on taking a class because they don't want to buy the stamp set that is being featured. You don't have to, you guys. So it's a really rewarding feeling when you get done with the card and you don't have to buy more stuff really to make the card. So I thought that was awesome. So thank you. And I hope you guys, she hoped too by sharing that would also create creativity with you guys and inspiration to let you know that you can do it. You know, just challenge yourself. So awesome. Okay, so now I think I lost my video, so I gotta get it back. I thought I had it really quickly here. So now, without further ado, you guys, we're going to get this class rocking and rolling. Ann, Deanne, a bunch of you gals, you do always interchange stuff. Kathy King, you guys are so good at that, to use what you have versus always getting more. I don't stop you from buying the things that you love, right? If you want a stamp set and you're going to love using it, go for it. But it's always great to use what you have. Otherwise, you end up like with me in a whole room full of stamps, and then you get teased all the time. Okay, so you guys, this is what we've got. So we've got these 3 tulip cards, and we're going to save this one for last because this one involves a little bit of cutting, which isn't hard, but we'll save that one for last. These two, they were so much fun. You guys, when you can pull in designer series paper into a card, it really helps to speak and showcase the cards. These 3 cards all use the Flowering Fields designer series paper, which is in the mini catalog. I'll show you guys really quick where some of this stuff is in case you're new. This is the annual catalog. If anybody doesn't have an annual catalog, please reach out to me and let me know. It is retiring on May 4th. Nope, May 2nd. So just know that on March 23rd, which is in about a week, we find out what the retiring list is all about. Timeless Tulips is on page 38, you guys. So just so you know, we'll pull that out really quick and show you guys. Timeless Tulips is right here. This was a carryover from last year. Hi, Penny Powell. Woohoo, I bet you have lots of sunshine down in Florida right now. So that's where Timeless Tulips comes in. And then the paper that we talk about, or I should say I talk about, is from Flowering Fields, page 14 in the mini catalog. So that's the paper that we used. Now this catalog goes through June 30th. So you guys have a little time on this one. So we have here, we're going to start with the Poppies first. Hi, Millie Kindle. And then we're going to do that one and then this one. Let me set these over here and set these back over here. And we're going to start with this one. And you guys, this is the Let's Just Stamp class. So Diane loves the double matting. So when you open up your card kits and you see 2 of the Blushing Bride, you know that one's for the inside and one's for the outside. Okay, so let's grab our kits here. So what you guys should have in your kit is a base that is called Poppy Parade for the color. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. And as I'm folding this, I always like to line up my corners just to make sure they're good. And grab a bone folder and burnish the edges to give them a nice crisp edge. Okay, so that's our base. Then we have some mats. There's different mats, you guys. The Blushing Brides are the same size. One's for the outside, one's for the inside. And then, yeah, the Diane loves the double matting. You guys are all like starting to love the double matting, I think. This is a piece of basic white. It is for our inside. And then our Poppy polka dotted piece here, that's what it looks like on the back, is a 3x4, which is perfect because you get 12 of those out of one 12 by 12 sheet. And that's going to go right there. You guys, this is what I refer to as our Sacrificial Lamb. And that's going to go here to help us with our ribbon, because otherwise our ribbon, you would see that seam there. And sometimes that's not always the most attractive thing, is to see that seam. So that's why you guys have this little strip of Poppy Parade. You've got some ribbon in your kit. I can't remember what we cut here. 4 inches times 2 pieces. So you guys have a piece that's going to run along the back and a piece that gets tied into a knot. Okay. And then you have some strips here for sentiments. We used shimmery white, you guys. It's really hard to see this in the camera, but this is, if you compare the white inside, you can see there's a color difference. The shimmery white is a more creamy color, and it's got little sparkles. Hi, Sue Somerville. It's got little sparkles throughout it. So that's what you guys have for your sentiment strip and for the outside for the flowers. Hi, Barbara Gabi. Oh, no, Barb. This isn't tonight. I have my St. Patty's Day party with my mom and my dad and all of their friends tonight. So tonight is Rubens, and my mom said to me today, you don't want to drink alcohol tonight because it's not good, because you're still congested. I'm like, oh, Mom, I don't need to hear it. I know it. So, okay, you guys, the colors here are Pear Pizzazz and Poppy Parade. So you can pull those colors out for now. The other colors that are for the class are Rich Razzleberry, Blackberry, and Old Olive. We'll set those aside for now. And the other thing you guys have in your kits, I think you're going to have to tell me what I did for you guys. Hi, Diane. I can't remember if I gave you the polished dots or if I gave you Opal Rounds. You guys, these polished dots are out of inventory. And I don't know if I had enough for your kits or if I put in Opal Rounds. So somebody will tell me so I can say to them the right thing. Hi, Terry Costin. Okay. I need to go get whatever it is. Somebody can tell me. Moms will be moms. Yes, Elaine. I'm like, Mom, I know. You don't have to tell me. And she's like, yeah, okay. So, so we got that covered. Hi, Karen Cotton. We're literally just getting started on our stamping. So the stamps that we need for this are the little bulb like this. And hi, Lizzie Lister. I am feeling better. Thank you. I got your address. I haven't had a moment to get your card in the mail, though, Lizzie. I will. Oh, Jean, you have polished dots. So, you guys, I had enough polished dots then to include them in your kits. That's fabulous. Okay. Then we have some stems here. And let's look and see. There's 2 different stems that come in the card kit. And that stem is that one. And I think that's the curvy one. So, we're going to use the same stem. And then the leaves, I think, let's see here what we did. That leaf, and then, so there's 2 different leaves. So there's actually 3 in the stamp set, but for some reason I don't have a preference to that leaf. I like these 2, so I didn't even block that one up yet. So, okay, you guys, I need to go. You're going to have to give me 30 seconds. I think I got to blow my nose. I talk so much that it made me want to have to do that. Oh. But I used it as an opportunity to get the polished dots. So I killed 2 birds with 1 stone, and now I sound better, I think. So, all right. What I would recommend doing first on this is stamping the, let's see this so you guys can see it. Let's put it right there. I would stamp the flower bulbs. So you might think, well, maybe I should stamp the leaves or the stems first. And actually, in this case, what I would do is I would stamp my flowers first. Hi, Ann Erickson. Hi, Donna. Thanks for sharing. So I would, let's see here, you guys, I should use that little mat thing. That works good. I would stamp my 2 flower bulbs because then that's going to set the precedence for where the rest of this are. We were given whiskey and honey when we were sick children. And you know what? Diane Bogenhagen said to me that a little alcohol in the system is not a bad thing. So I will have a green beer tonight. I know I will. So I just am not going to drink a lot more than that because I don't need to. I have a full day tomorrow, you guys. We're mailing out kits tomorrow. We're mailing out the New Horizons tomorrow. You guys should see the counter. It's full of stuff. So it's really hard to see that on the back of this. So, oh, Dee, you ordered the wrong stamp set. So yes, improvising is the next best option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where my tulip head needs to go. And it's going to go right about there. And you guys, these are photopolymer. So it would have helped to have my piercing mat underneath. So let's just see if I can make that happen. Yep, I did. It stuck to it. So there's our 1 flower head, our tulip. Did you have a shot of whiskey? I did not, Becky. I am not a whiskey drinker. I'm not, you know, if I had to drink an alcohol, it would be like a blueberry vodka. That would be a drink I would drink, and which probably wouldn't help the situation. I like more flavored things like Di Serono, or like what's the drink that's amaretto and Diet 7-Up. That's what I would drink. So here you guys go. Hi, Laura Sullivan. Yep, you can always catch the replay. So we've got our 2 flower tops on, but then also if you look on the inside, we've got a flower there. So let's go ahead and stamp that as well. And that's going to go, I'm going to do that first, and you can kind of see it's up a little bit and off to the right-hand side. Okay. All right. So that's for Poppy for right now. And I'm going to pull in this scrap here. Yes, the New Horizons, you guys, oh my gosh. I wish I could just take the camera off and show you. If somebody reminds me at the very end, right before I say bye, I can take the camera off of here and I'll take it over and I'll show it to you. The whole counter is full, which is awesome. All right, so now we have the stem. The more straight stem is the one I picked. And we're gonna stamp the stem on here. And then we're gonna do the stems here. And so they don't cross, so they kind of come down, and we're gonna leave a little room for the leaves. And I'm trying to hit the green to the flower, the base of the flowers, like that. Okay, so that's it for that stem. Now let's do our leaves. So these were the 2 leaves that I liked. I didn't like that chunkier one. And so let's practice on this inside one first. Let's see what we got. So we've got one that's a little higher and one that's a little lower. These leaves are awesome, you guys, because you can interchange them. Like, did you just see, like, I flipped it this way to make it go that one? And then you can flip it upside down and have the leaf go like that. So like the leaves work both ways. In my mind, they do. Okay, so that's our inside. So we'll set that over there. And then let's pull this back and we can pull in this leaf. And it goes, again, it can go either direction. So we're gonna put him like that. Oh, Deb, you got your great-granddaughter, and she's keeping you busy. That will happen, running all around the house. Rhonda was here last night. She talked about her grandson. They had to go find dinosaur eggs outside and bones, and so they were finding different things in the yard. Hi, Jeannie Parker. Okay, so I want one more leaf here, and I'm going to try to not make it look all like the same. So I'm going to pop this guy right in there. Okay, so we've got these stamped. That might be it for the green. And we're going to pull back our poppy and stamp our sentiment. And the sentiment that we did for this one was happy birthday. So all the cards, you guys, let's see here. So this card, we did the happy birthday, we did get well, and happy Easter. So we tried to use all the sentiments. And so this one is a birthday. So you got to grab that little strip of paper. You love this set and it scared you too much to use it. Well, Laura, now it's time to pull it out and use it. It's actually very fun to use because you don't, you can just build flowers. So if you guys see, your strip of paper I gave you might be too long. I gave it to you so that you could cut it down. Sometimes you might have a longer sentiment you want to use. So my strip here I notice is long. And so what I'm going to do, I stamped that crooked. So flip it over. Yeah, Diane, I definitely agree. It's a great stamp set. All right, that's better. Okay. You know, Deb Norman, I don't think, you guys don't quote me. I don't know. I don't have insider information. But I would have to think that because they came out with that Flowering Field stamp set, and this set has been along for a while, I don't think that this one will make the cut for the new annual catalog. I honestly don't. I could be wrong. Where'd my sample card go? Oh, it's right here. Ha ha. I was just trying to see, like, oh, how much do I want to cut off here? So I'm going to cut that off and then cut this off. If I had to guess, they might pull in the Flowering Fields into the new annual catalog. Okay, so we've got that ready to go. And I think we're at the point where we can do a little bit of assembly action. Surprised if this, oh yeah, so there's a punch, you guys, that goes with this stamp set. It's the big tulip head and that leaf that I am not a fan of. So I really don't use the punch much, but it does get used on the last card that we're going to work on. Okay, so let's glue this. Let's glue this. And you guys, we're going to put a little glue back here. So you know how I operate. As long as I'm opening up my glue bottle, I'm going to maximize my gluing efficiency here and put glue. And the thing is, when you do this, you cannot accidentally put things into each other and get glue all over the place. Oh, it's so funny, Diane. I saw that. I'm like, well, who's Carrie? But now I get you meant carry over. I get it. That's funny. Okay, so the tulips went onto that Poppy parade mat. Because I use liquid glue, I can wiggle with it a little bit. And then this guy goes right on the bottom. So what I did is I looked at how my dots got cut. They always get cut different, but I noticed that I have more full dots on this side. So I'm actually going to flip that over. So yeah, so here's the thing, you guys. On March 23rd or 24th, I think it's the 23rd, we have access to the new annual catalog. Demonstrators do. And so we get to see the PDF catalog. And we'll see if it carries over or not on the 23rd. And then what happens is they come out with a retiring list, and some of that stuff will go on sale. So then we'll know if it's on sale or not. So I'm putting my Sacrificial Lamb down. That goes right there. And I noticed I still have glue on this little guy, so we're going to glue this. And I have a little bit of red poppy on the left and the right and the bottom. Okay, you guys, by the time I get done with the third card, you're going to love the tulip set. I really, if you don't, yeah, so Terry, you don't be mad at me if you don't have it and you need to buy it. That's how it goes. Okay. Oh, you guys, on my card here, I did pop up the sentiment, and on here, I just glued it flat. Really your decision if you like to pop it up or not. But now, since I didn't pop up this, I'm going to pop up that whole back on here. So let's see if I've got, here they are. Put some dimensionals on the back of this. Okay, and then I am putting this down onto my tulip piece because if I need to trim the red at all, I can do that. So this goes like that, and the red is a hair long, so I can just take my scissors and trim that off. So, Anne, my lives are generally Thursday nights at 6 p.m., but you caught me on St. Patty's Day. And on St. Patty's Day, my mom always makes Reubens and invites all of her friends over and family. Any of the immediate, like my siblings that want to come can come. And so this class was technically supposed to be on Monday, but I was not feeling good. I was a little under the weather in terms of sounding bad. I was not sounding good. I felt good. Like inside I felt fine, but I sounded like crap. I'll be honest with you. I got better in the by the end of the afternoon, I was good in terms of better. And then by the end of the night, I slept really bad Monday night. So it's just, the week has been a yo-yo for me. So generally, to answer your question, generally Thursday nights. This class, Let's Just Stamp, is set for Mondays, like the second Monday of the month at 1 in the afternoon. I just quit the day job, so now I can do afternoon classes. And the class that was supposed to be tonight is actually tomorrow night. So I just postponed, where did I put my turntable? I postponed it by a day. So I do classes on Friday night sometimes. I do so many classes, you guys, that I just, wherever I can fit them into the calendar. But the traditional class is Thursdays at 6, but not tonight. All right, you guys. So we got our ribbon put on here. You can see how that Sacrificial Lamb really helped that. And I am in Central. So right now it is 1:51 p.m. And I'm in Wisconsin. So, oh yeah, Diane, this was one of your very early on swap cards. It sure was. All right. Hi, Stacy Burns. Yeah, I saw you posted that you had the Rona. I thought you had that already. And you haven't been up to crafting. But yes, you can get caught up on watching videos. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to put some dimensionals behind this piece right here. And we're going to glue this one. So let's get this glued. So this is a double mat on the inside. Diane and I have made a commitment that as often as we can, we're going to double mat the Let's Just Stamp cards. We love what it does. Oh, you're in Sweden. Oh, awesome. Oh, yay. I love it. Okay, so you're 8 p.m. So you are 7. Nope, you're, because it's 2 here. So you're 6 hours ahead. So when I do my lives at 6 p.m., it would be midnight your time. So I do have replays. If you go to my Cards by Christine on Facebook, you can always watch my replays whenever it's convenient for your calendar or your schedule. Okay, so we have that. You guys, if you wanted, you could put a very nice sentiment in there. There's no really complimentary sentiment in here. You could put hello on the inside, but if you have a really cool birthday sentiment, you could definitely do that on the inside. And then here we have our dimensional backs can come off. And then this will go on. I did it more to the left because there is a little ribbon on the side there. And so that'll go here. And then you should have 4 inch, oh, right here it is. You should have 4 inches left. And what you do is you just tie that into a knot. And you're going to use a glue dot. And I'm going to wait to add it because you guys can't see it close up. I will show you here though. You can see there's these little splatterings all around the card. That is with your Stella pen. So let's do that first. So how do we do that? Open up your ink pad, dip your block in your ink pad, and get a little color on it. Okay, so you see I put a little ink on the block, not a lot. And you're gonna take, so this is where you guys, if you have a piece of paper to put down to protect your work surface, that would be good. You're gonna take your Stella pen, which is a glitter pen, and in the tip, you're going to put some of that Poppy Parade ink. And so swirl around, get a little color, and you're gonna hold something in your hand that's like hard, like a scissors or the bone folder, and you're gonna tap your Stella pen that has this reddish color. If you need more, get more. The drier your Stella is, the harder it is to get color on. But it does go everywhere, caution. So if you can look at what I just did, it added splatter up here along the side. It didn't put much over there. So what I might do is go like this, get a little more here, and put some on that side. So this creates an awesome background. Now, if you look at my paper here, guys, can you see it's splattered all over here? It's written on the back there. Oh, left, haha. It's all splattered. So you guys saw it went all over, and it doesn't just go where you want it to. It goes everywhere. So what that does is it creates a nice splattery background, just adds a little. So in another class, Diane and I probably would have embossed this background pink piece, but because this class, we try not to use any dyes or embossing. We like to add differences, like to texture to the background if we can. Okay, so that's done now. And you can close up the Stella. So that's a really good way to add color. Grab your glue dots, and you're going to put a little glue dot on the edge here. And then you can add your little knotty thing. That is Stella, Becky. Yep, that is a Stella pen. It is a glitter pen. Stampin' Up! Sells them. So, all right. So now you're going to trim your tails of your, this is the white glittered organdy ribbon. It is, it was in the holiday catalog and it carried over. All right. Now we were told by Jean Terwilliger that you guys also have polished dots. So we have some of the clear polished dots, and I got one there, and there's one more down here. So, can the ribbon be stellaed? Yes. I would not stella this ribbon though, because this ribbon already is full of glitter and shine. If you have a different ribbon, like on this next card, you could definitely stella this more fabric-y ribbon, but I wouldn't try to glitter up this ribbon because this ribbon is already pretty sparkly. If you look at it, you can kind of see there's shimmers in the ribbon. There's like, actually they fall out, that little glitter. So you guys, we got one card done, woohoo. Yay, okay. Very, very nice. So, I have a plastic envelope here for my sample, and I like to, you guys, I don't generally glue my insides in for my samples. I put them in the back so people can flip them over easily. All right, so there's one card done. Yay. Okay, so that wasn't so crazy, right? Okay, let's clean some stamps though, because we'll be using some of the same stamps for the next card. And so we use different colors though. Oh, you guys like it? It's pretty. Okay, so there's that one. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. And we're done with our Stella. And we're done with, I don't think I used that one, but I used, yep, I did use that one. Okay, so I think that's it for Pear Pizzazz and Poppy Parade. So let's let them over here. And let's put this right here. All right, the next card is, oh, you guys gave me love. I love it. Thank you. Okay, so this is our next card. And again, the double matting. And these are Blackberry Bliss with Old Olive. So when you put that in there, it just, that green edge, it pulls out the leaves and the stem very nicely. We use the shimmer paper again, you guys. We don't use that a lot, but we just thought it added a little bit to it. There's the rest of the kit. So in your kit, you guys, you'll have your Blackberry Bliss mat, okay, 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So take that, fold it, get your corners lined up, and burnish it. Yes, Arliss, these tulips are making us ready for spring, you betcha. So our designer paper and our Old Olive are the same size. They're 4 by 5 1/4. So that's our outside mat. So this is that Flowering Fields paper, you guys. It's so pretty. The backside has a nice green, like checker look to it. But the tulips are awesome. And then our white mat is like 5 1/6 by 3 13/16. That just fits on there nicely. So that'll be our inside. And we have a Blackberry Bliss mat and then a shimmery white. So you guys, not to confuse anybody, but when you have your card kit from me, this top is flush, right? It's not centered top to bottom. It's actually riding the top flush here, which gives you the same margin. We did that on purpose. So, okay. All right. Then you have a strip for a sentiment. It's longer than what it needs to be so that you can angle your ends how you want. And there's a little blackberry strip also in your kit for you to add to the bottom when the time comes. I believe you guys, I made your bows for you. So that is done, but I thought I would show you guys the process of making the bows when we're ready to do that. And this card has on it a couple opal rounds. So you guys would have 3 opal rounds in your kit. So same flower heads we're going to do. And then we're going to start to do our inside and our outside. So grab those pieces. And I do recommend your piercing mat so that you can have some extra cushion underneath. And the colors, though, what we've got here, this one, oh, what did we use, Diane? Let's look at our notes. Blackberry Bliss and Old Olive. So we've got these 2 colors. And I would do the exact same thing like we did on the last card. I would do your flower, like the bulbs and the flower heads first. Okay, so we swapped it. This time we put the more open flower on the right. So that's something like here. And then on the inside, same thing. We kept it simple. We did the same concept. So that flower's on the side. And then the bulb one. So ink that up. He's going to go on the left, or it will go there. And then our stem. So I'm pretty sure we used the same stem, yep, for both of those. And they did not cross. So we're going to open up the Old Olive. And we're going to get our little scratch paper so we don't get ink all over everything. And so when you look at the stamp, there is a top and a bottom. If you look, you can kind of see that frayed out edge is the bottom of the flower, and that edge is like the kind of cut edge of the flower stem on the bottom. So you just want to make sure you get that stem right. And it kind of like nestles underneath the bottom of the flower here. So we're going to go like that. And then this one, I'm not going to have them cross, but they're going to kind of, what am I going to do? You know, depending on how you tilt your bulb too, it's like it actually wants to go like that, but I don't want so like that bulb is a little more up and down. We're going to see if it works. I think it should work. It might look, yeah, it's fine. I didn't want my 2 stems crossing. Okay, so then there's one more stem over here. That's going to go on this guy. And then our leaves again. So let's pull in this one. It's so much fun making these pretty flowers, you guys. It really is. And so you guys flip it upside down, and then you've got, they work both ways. That's so awesome about this. So that one's done. And then we've got a couple stems we need to put on here. So we'll use, hi Kathy Jackson from Iola. I am feeling better. Not 100%, but I'm at like 90 if I'd have to say. All right, so we're gonna do one there. I'm gonna flip it around just to show you guys how fun it is to use these flowers, and then grab the other one. And this one can go like that. And I might just leave it like that. I've only got the 3 there. So putting 3 is okay. If you wanted to try to sneak in another one, you could, but I'm good with that. So we need to do a sentiment as long as we have our ink open. So this is the Get Well Soon in the Blackberry Bliss. Thanks for sharing, Kathy. I appreciate it. And we're going to do Get Well Soon here. Wouldn't you love to get a Get Well Soon card that looked just like this? All right. So we're going to leave that for a second. And it's hard to see it without going close up. But there is frosting around the edges. And what do I mean by frosting? We frosted the edges with Blackberry Bliss. And so how you do that is you grab a sponge dauber. And let's go on this piece here. When I use a sponge dauber, I generally try to go off first just to make sure it's not kind of thick. So I do that. And we're frosting. Let's see if I can get up close and show you guys. There's no rhyme or reason. You're just putting color around the edge to soften it. And as you use ink, you need to go back and get more ink. And you can see I put a little thicker, sometimes a little thinner. I don't make it look uniform. I'm not going to go where the green is. And I'm just making my round around the whole thing. Thanks for sharing, Laura Sullivan. I appreciate it. All right, so round and round we go. If you end up that you get a little thick in a spot, it's okay. Then I do the same thing somewhere else. I make it a little thicker to make it look like I meant to do that. Okay? So we just added, and it's hard to see that, but if I do this, you guys can see what happened there. It adds color. It just softens it. It kind of like brings it all together. All right, so I think that we're done with the ink on this one. If you like the concept of the splattering with the Stella, you could definitely do that as well. That's always a fun thing to do. All right, so let's do a little assembly. So this can get glued and this can get glued. Oh, thanks, Mitzi. I appreciate it. It's fun stamping with you guys. I have to admit that. I did miss being with you guys on Monday, but I was a little bit sad that we weren't going to have class on Thursday because of, the whole St. Patty's Day thing falling on a Thursday. But when I was able to reschedule Monday to today at 1, then it was like, yay, I'm still doing class on a Thursday with you guys. So remember, you're flush on the top here. If you center it, you're not going to have that consistent border around the edge here. All right, so that gets glued onto there. And then this is our inside mat. So you guys, that's one of the things I love about liquid glue is I'm not crooked, but it allows me some wiggle with it time to get it lined up where it needs to go. And then we have these two that can get some glue. So for those of you guys that missed it in the States here last week, a bunch of things came back in stock into our inventory. A bunch of bundles came back in stock, like the New Horizons one. The Artfully Layered was back in stock. There were a bunch of things that came. The windmill set that goes with these tulips, that came back. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. I appreciate that. So if you guys, I know Amy was looking for some specific things so not everything's back in stock, but there was a bunch that the pebbles came back in stock. So in case anybody's looking for things they were on back order, you could double check inventory and see if they're available now. All right, this gets popped up with dimensionals. And so we're gonna put 6 of them on. And then you guys gotta figure out what you wanna do with your sentiment. You can see what I did is I slanted my ends. By slanting, I mean cutting them at an angle. You could also do like what we did on the last card is just go up and down with it. You could also banner your ends. So it's completely up to you. But I've got this off to the side, to the left more, and it's flush with the designer paper. And now you can see why we didn't add more blackberry to the top, because when you hold this, you get the top layer acts like the border. Like that's why we kept this shimmery paper all the way up to the blackberry. All right, so I'm going to keep it the same as what I have, and I'm going to use my scissors to just angle it a little bit. You guys might not have this get well soon, so you might have a little longer of a sentiment, and that's okay. Tried to give you enough so that you would have the ability to stamp whatever sentiment you want. So you have this strip of Blackberry Bliss though. Grab your tear and tape, and what you're going to need to do is add a little tape to the back bottom side of your sentiment, and then you're just going to add that Blackberry Bliss to the bottom, and then you're going to take your scissors and slant the ends of that. So if you don't slant them and you go straight, you could do the same concept, but that's how I got, let's see if I get a white piece of paper here. That's how I got the margin that looked like that on my sentiment. Okay, that did get glued flat. So if you wanted to, though, you could pop it up again, but we're gonna just put a little strip of liquid glue on the back here. Just a couple little lines. And that got set over our leaves a little bit. And we're gonna make a bow, you guys. Okay, so a bunch of you guys have gotten bow makers for me. That's awesome, I love it. I have used a bow maker for, I would have to say at least 15 years. Upward and outside and center, like a flower box. Yep, that would be cool, Kathy, definitely. You could definitely try that. You guys, that's why I gave you strips of paper, like for your sentiments, that you could use whatever your imagination wants to do. If you want to slant them, or like read Kathy's idea about it would look like a flower box that would be super cool too. Definitely. That's where the imagination can go wild and make some awesome things. So you guys, with the bow maker, I've already made your bows. They're in your kit. They're done. But you take your two ends and you cross them. And the one that's on the bottom goes up and over and then under. And now you have these two loose tails and you just have to knot them. And I did not give myself a lot of ribbon, but it's enough for my little fingers to get it. My mom says, enjoy those little fingers while you can, the nimble fingers, because as you get older, it's hard to do things like this. So that's why, you guys, whenever I can make the bows and put them in your kits, I make the bows so that they're all ready for you. So that is the Bumblebee gingham ribbon, you guys. And so you are able to pull that just a little bit so that it's a little more centered. And we're going to put that on the corner of the sentiment over here with a glue dot. And so let's pull out one of those glue dots. And that goes right in the corner there. And there is a front and a back to the bow. Where you tied the knot is actually the back. She is correct, right, Deb? Yeah, my mom is a wise lady. And she tries to tell me things now so that I can appreciate them as I get older. Okay, so sometimes your tails will go where they want and sometimes they won't. And in this case, this ribbon is so pliable that it laid really very nice for me there. And so I can take my ribbon scissors and trim that tail and then trim that tail. And I don't have to put more adhesive behind it. I think the one glue dot will make it work. Okay, so I need to get some Opal Rounds, which are in a tub. I have them ready for class on Saturday, so I will go get those. While it takes me 20 seconds to run over and get them. You can put yours on. Your cards are ready. And how do I get a bow maker, Karen Cotton says? You get them from me. I actually have the couple that I used to babysit for about, how old was I? 16 or 17, like 25 years ago. He makes my bow makers for me now. I used to get them from a different source, but he does woodworking. And so I have maybe about 8 left, but I'm going to see him tonight. He's had one of the guys, Rich and Joan, come to my mom and dad's for the St. Patty's Day party. So I'm talking to him tonight and I'm going to get 25 more bow makers, but I have about 8 or 9 left. They are $7. The cherry, yeah, the GSP is so cheery. I definitely agree, Cindy. They're $7 plus shipping, and shipping is usually about $5. And so Karen, you have my email address. You also could text me, but just reach out to me and we'll get you a bow maker. Woohoo! Okay, hang tight, guys. I'm gonna get the Opal Rounds. Okay, so the Opal Rounds come in 2 sizes. There's like a smaller size and a larger size. So we're gonna pull them out. And I'm gonna put one of them up here. One's gonna go down here. And then one little guy there. You guys can see I'm almost to the end of using that little sheet up. I've been trying and trying. Soon. All right. There you go, you guys. We got 2 cards done. Isn't that a beauty? We love how bright and cheerful that is. Just what Cindy said, the DSP is so cheery. All those bright, beautiful spring colors, and then pulling in some of that Bumblebee gingham ribbon just adds to it. So, and the Opal Rounds have this iridescence to them. It's really hard to see it on the card, but you can kind of see it here. They kind of pick up the colors around them. So Opal Rounds are in the annual catalog as well. So yay! All right, you guys, we got 2 done and we have 1 more to go. So let's clean up shop here before we go to the next one and get all of our stamps cleaned up and go to the last one. So, oh, I don't think I used that one, but I need that one next. We did happy birthday already. We're gonna need that stem. Let's see the last card here. So we're gonna need this one over here. The big bulb, the stem, got that guy done. And oh, we got our happy Easter card. Yes, Patty Stebbins, you can send me a check for the bow maker. You guys, checks are awesome. Some people think that checks are going away, but checks are going to be around for a long time yet. I think a lot of the population still use checks, and checks are just as good as anything. So, Patty, if you need my address, just message me and I'll send it to you. But if you just send $12, as soon as I get it, I will pop the bow maker in the mail for you. Perfect, yeah. All right, let's flip down here. What did Becky say? All right, Becky, we'll catch you later, and you can catch, I want to talk to you. What is a good time tomorrow? Okay, Becky, real quick before you go, my mom and I are going to be mailing out tomorrow and kitting up 18 more New Horizons in the morning. So the afternoon would be better. So send me a text, reach out to me, and we'll connect tomorrow in the afternoon if that works, before class. How's that sound? Okay. All right, we have one more left, you guys. This guy right here. I love the purplishness of this one. I'm looking here what we used. Spruce and grape. Okay, so we need rich raspberry, spruce, and grape. All right. I didn't have those colors pulled out. So we pulled in a different color. The old olive did not go well. Yes, Elaine, you use checks all the time too. I love it. Okay, bye, Becky. When we pulled in this designer paper, the olive and the pear did not go well with it, but shaded spruce did. So we pulled in this. So Patty, send me an email. Here's my email address, or text me, and I will definitely reply with my address and how much you should send in the check. I will definitely do that. So, so we have these 3 colors, and in your kit, you guys, when it's a base like this, we always use thick basic white versus regular white. It just makes the card, hi Zaina, it makes the card just a nice sturdier card. And we definitely did our double matte with the Blackberry Bliss on this one. And in this case though, you guys, we did not just stamp the flowers, we stamped them and then cut them. So let's go through what you guys have in your kit, just so you know what stuff is. This is that window pane evening evergreen checked ribbon, Diane's favorite. It's in the mini catalog. So you have like 5 inches of that. Magic of TV has something done for me. This piece in your kit, you guys, this is for your flower pieces. So bulb, bulb, leaf, 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 stem, stem. Okay. Hi, Melanie Foy. So save this aside. We're going to need it for stamping in a little bit. Okay. So we'll just set that there. This piece right here is for your sentiment. You'll have a piece of designer paper, which is, what was it? 2 inches maybe? What do we do? Oh yeah. 2 by 5 1/4 for our designer paper. You have 2 blackberry mats, and then you have a white mat for your inside. Okay. So these are your 2 inside mats, and then you have an outside mat, and the mats are 4 by 5 1/4. And then you have your base. It's all about the base. No trouble. So fold that guy in half, make sure your corners meet up nicely, and then burnish it. We got that set. So generally, if I'm making a white card base, you guys, I would have stamped right on the inside of the card, but because it's Diane and me, and let's just stamp, that's why we did the double matte. It just makes the card look so much more polished. Okay, what can we do? Let's do a little gluing. I just want to get the front part started. So look at this. I'm covering up this pretty purple paper, you guys. Oh man. Jody loves that ribbon too. Yeah. And it grew on me. I've learned to love it. It just, the little rectangles kind of throw me for a loop a little bit. So this is glue. Make sure you guys glue it the right way, because your flowers are going up and down. And you have about 1/4 inch on that side. And so that gets glued down onto the Blackberry Bliss. All right, Laura, we'll see you later. Thank you so much. Yes, everybody who's celebrating tonight, St. Patty's Day, have a great time, but be safe, right? That's always what you want. If your designer paper is a little bit long, you can always take your scissors here and trim off anything. And there's hardly any that I have here, just a hair it was. All right. Grab your tear-in tape. Oh, I put it back. Look at that. All right, so grab your tear-in tape. Yeah, it is a struggle to use that ribbon, but I know that we pulled it in a couple other cards that are coming up, so that's cool, especially the tulip class that's coming up. Oh, we did, you guys, just to show you a little teaser. Oh, man. So Carissa and I worked on these. This is the tulip class. That's a featured suite bundle next month. So like the end of April. Here we pulled in the ribbon, and here's some more tulips. So this is the other tulip set. And then it has the windmill going on with it. So we used that ribbon a couple times. So this class, you guys, this is the end of April. I really haven't showcased these cards yet, but that might be the first time you're seeing them. 2 of them are fun folds. This one's a fun fold and that one's a fun fold. So very cool cards. So we pulled that ribbon in a couple more times. So very cool. So now what you do, so you got your tear and tape on the back, and you can put the, gotta get to a work meeting. All right. We'll catch you later, Jean Terwilliger. All right, glad you like them. So we're just gonna stick the tails of the ribbon down, and then put a little more tear and tape over the top, and we can get this adhered already to the front of our card. Yes, Penny, if you want flowering fields, help me. My mind is right now in this. If you just want to send me a text message or my Facebook message me, let me know. I'll get you on the class sign-up sheet already. I am already mentally preparing for that class that I'm going to make at least 76 kits or 80 kits. I don't know. It's going to, you guys, you're going to love it, especially when I show you guys that fun fold. So cool. And Diane's signing up for it. Diane, you might even be signed up already. We'd have to check. All right, so you guys, that's our front of our card. So that's a pretty good start right now on that. Let's do some stamping then. Okay, so we'll set this off and grab this. Let's see what our inside looks like. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so we need here our ink pads, and we're gonna start with, what color's in there? Rich raspberry. Let's start with that guy. And we'll open this one up and set this here. And that's this guy. And then our gorgeous grape is the big flower, which is this guy. Hi, Jamie. No worries. You can always catch the replay. We just started the last card, but you guys, you have the PDF tutorial for those that are taking the class. I know this is generally during working hours for people who work the day shift, so that's why the replay is awesome. Okay, so let's grab our piercing mat. And let's get our sentiment stamp. That's been looking at me here. Happy Easter, happy spring, happy, happy everything. And that is in rich raspberry. That's stamped right in the center of our little strip here. Nice. Okay, so that's good. And we have, let's see here, the inside here. That little flower bulb. It's not a bulb, it's actually the open flower. Let's do that. It's going to be right about here. Same concept as the other 2 cards. Okay. This piece right here, we're going to grab and do our stem right away. Let's get our, what I'm working on is getting our inside done. Yeah, that sentiment is very, very cheerful. Okay, so you guys, I haven't used shaded spruce in a long time, so it was awesome to pull shaded spruce back out. So grab our leaf. Doesn't matter which one. They both kind of generally look the same. And I'm flipping it upside down to give it a different look. Okay, so there's the inside. So we'll set that over here. Now, for those that have the kit with me, you have this rectangle piece. There's a certain way that I would recommend stamping it to get all the pieces that you need. If you have the punch, what I recommend you do is look at the back, and you can see the bulb here is on the right-hand side. So it will be easiest for you to stamp your bulb on the left side of the paper. If you stamp your bulb here and you go to punch it out, you are going to be wasting paper because of that leaf, okay? So you're gonna wanna stamp your bulb right over here in the bottom left-hand corner. So we're gonna do that first. That is in Gorgeous Grape. So let's inky dinky do and get our Gorgeous Grape over here. It's a little darker than that one, but that works for me because it's still purple. It's still cool. That's it for the Gorgeous Grape. So I would recommend you guys punch that out and get that out of the way. If you want a little lighter color, like let's say you don't have Gorgeous Grape, you could also use Highland Heather. That would be another pretty purple card or color. So line that up. And so look at that. You've got your bulb there. Now you have the rest of this, and what you need is this raspberry flower. You need 2 stems and 3 leaves. So you're gonna be fussy cutting. So sorry, that's how it goes sometimes. So you can get a stem here, and you can get a stem here, okay? And you need to get this raspberry flower here. Are they all the ink? Yes, Jamie, absolutely. I list all the PDF. The PDF always has the colors. You betcha. And then we need some leaves, okay? So grab our leaf. So these three are actually all the same, and it looks like it's this one. So you need this one 3 times. I'm very not being conservative with my paper, you guys. I generally stamp things a lot closer, but I'm showing you, you have plenty of white paper here to get all the things that you need. So you have your big flower head, your small flower head, 2 stems, and 3 leaves. So that should be it for the ink that you guys need. So again, that was Rich Razzleberry. You could use Gorgeous Grape. Hey, if you don't have Rich Razzleberry, you could use Blackberry Bliss and stamp off and get it at second strength. That would definitely work. Shaded Spruce, though, looked better with this than the other Old Olive or Pear Pizzazz. But if you don't have Shaded Spruce, you guys, a dark green would be very sufficient. So we have this, and I guess my magic of TV only did one thing for me. It only did that one. But I guess I wanted to show you how easy it is, I guess, to cut. That's glue. Let's grab paper. So, so these stems aren't so crazy. The one thing they do have going for them, you guys, is that they are pretty straight, okay? So you just follow the curve of them, and don't even worry about the bottom. We actually cut the bottom off. So what I'm doing is just showing you. This is called fussy cutting. To those that are new to the hobby, this is where you use a scissors and you free cut. There are no dies for this. There's no punch for this. The only punch was for that one leaf. So if you wanted to use the other leaf that's in the stamp set, you definitely could. But I liked the leaves that we used and not that other one. So that's why I went with them. All right, so there. You guys, you got your stems done. So that wasn't so crazy. These leaves aren't so bad either. So you will need, if you wanted a 4th leaf, you could, but we generally go with odd numbers of things. So what I like to do is go around the edges. You guys, I don't generally fussy cut a lot in front of you. So now you can see there are tricks like moving the paper versus moving the scissors, but I just go whatever is most comfortable for me and to make it very efficient. So once we have this last leaf cut, now I'm going to show you how to put this together in the easiest form in my head, or fashion in my head. Okay, one more. See, it's not so bad. It's not like there's lots of little ins and outs that you got to go around. Okay, so there's that. And last one. There we go. And I'm not going to do that one because apparently I already got one cut out for myself. So let's see what we have here. How I would do this is I would use glue dots. So grab the tool here. This helps. If you take the tool, and I'm going to put a glue dot on the front stem, and then I'm going to attach it to the back of the bulb, or the flower, right? So I'm attaching my stem to my flower. I'm building my flowers first. Sometimes people try to put things down one by one on their card. I don't always find that the easiest. So I'm going to put the other glue dot on the other stem and then attach this flower to it. And because I'm using a glue dot, it allows the flower to kind of it was nodding at you guys. Haha. It was saying hi. Okay, so that was the first step. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these over because I want to pop these up with dimensionals. And I'm trying to figure out where I set them. Oh, man. Right there. Okay, so we're going to put, and guess what I'm going to do is put a dimensional kind of where the base meets the stem and the flower meet. Okay, and that's going to help secure it a little bit more. Grab your card because we've already got this prepped and ready to go. And I am not putting any adhesive on the stems at this point, so don't worry about that. What I'm doing is getting this flower in the top right corner of the card. Don't press really hard because you can still pick this up and move it. If you press really hard right away, then you're kind of like stuck and you got to rip it up. So I'm just setting it there gingerly. And then this one, what I tried to do with this one is I tried to get the stem to follow the paper, the curve of the paper. So what we've got here is they kind of meet and it kind of rides down that designer paper like that. And because I didn't press it very hard, I can still pick it up and move it. So I'm not worrying about the stems yet, okay? So what you can do, because you can see here, I've got the leaves are tucked under, and then this one's kind of under. So I just wanted to kind of get them set on the card ever so slightly. So to help me with this now, I'm going to take a couple more glue dots. You guys might just find it easier just to slop everything down and get her done, but sometimes I try to have a method to my madness. What I am going to do here is I'm putting a little glue dot underneath the ribbon to help kind of secure it and hold it down. And then I'm going to grab another glue dot and I'm going to put it underneath where the stem is going to be. And I'm not going to press really hard. I'm just using it so that they're not all flopping all over the place on me. Try to give me some stability here. I'm building a floral arrangement, you guys. Okay. So now I'm going to kind of set that. So they're kind of, you can see now they're kind of in order now. Now these leaves, I liked to have a little dimension. So I'm going to put a dimensional and then pick it off. And this one kind of tucks behind the stem like that. And then this one, he's going the other way. The same thing with this. These leaves, like the tips can go upside down, inside out, however you like, they can go each way. So this one's going to go something like that. And I'm not pressing down hard yet because I want to have the ability to move them if I need to. And then this last one, I'm going to tuck him in as well. Okay, so we're getting it to the way we like it, right? If you want to put that on top, you can. You guys, it's your card. However you envision it or see it is, I'm just kind of showing you how I did it. The last thing that needs to happen is this guy is going to go over the top of here. And so you can see all this that's down here needs to get cut off. So I am going to take my scissors and trim that off already. And I might even do it a hair. I might be okay with it, right? Like that. Because I still have a little line of the ribbon. That's what I wanted to see, is a little ribbon peeking out the bottom. But if you need to trim a little more of your stems off, definitely go for it. Okay. And then how this works is I've got dimensionals running along this. So we're going to do 3 of them. And because I don't have dimensionals on the bottom here, it will be good. It won't conflict. Hi, Judy Bobo. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It will be a good times. So then this is going to go right over the top. And you guys, I didn't put any adhesive along the bottoms of those leaves because I knew that by putting the sentiment on top, that was going to help. Now that I have everything kind of where I want it, I'm actually going to pop him up and move him ever so slightly. There. Actually, he needs to come down a hair. So watch this. You just pick it up and now you can put it down and move it. There. He was up a little too tall. All right. So that wasn't so crazy, right? All right. Then what's on this one is some iridescent rhinestones. So, of course, I have them sitting over where all my embellishments are. So, let's grab them. If you guys have heard, these are my favorite embellishments in the mini catalog. So there's one there. There's one up here. And then there's more of a medium-sized one right off to the side here. All right. Oh, thanks, Mary Jean. It does sound much better. Oh, I woke up this morning and I tried to say something. I'm like, oh, yay, it sounds much better. All right, so there you go. These iridescent rhinestones are so pretty. They just pull in the color of what is around it. It's hard to see it in the camera, but they just add a little bit. So just a little bit of bling. We added some ribbon. And I think that that would make our third card. I like this one. I think if I had to pick one, I'm going to show all three of them to you guys again so you can see what we just made. All right, so I'm going to put the purple ones on the outside so you guys can tell me which ones are your favorite. I'm going to move that. So we started off with our Poppy Parade, and then we did the one on the right with the very cheerful designer series paper, and then we did a little bit of fussy cutting. So we don't stop or not do fussy cutting in this class. What we do is we try to limit the die cutting and embossing, because as a beginner you might not have those tools, right? Those machines. And so everybody, I think almost every household in America has a scissors, or across the globe you have scissors in your house, so you can always stamp things and then fussy cut. But Cindy's favorite is the Poppy. Wow, okay, cool. So you guys, I think I mentioned that's mine. Jean Maxwell likes all of them. Very cool. So Elaine likes the Poppy one. Very, very nice. So we had a blast making those, these three. Do you guys want to see what we have coming up for you next month? Oh, Jamie likes the purple, but there's two purple, so I don't know which purple. Anne says Poppy speaks to her. Patty says the first purple one. Randy says hard to pick. So are you guys excited? We're going to show you what we're doing next month. Okay, so I'm going to go get the stamp set really quick. Oh, you guys, we didn't finish the card. Hang on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's glue our insides in it. Oh, I love it. Okay, you guys, I'm not doing it upside down. I'm just getting it on here. All right. The one on the left is what Jamie says. Betty says the Poppy one. Good. Jody says the one on the right. We're almost done, you guys. I thought we were so done and we weren't. Look at that. This is what finishes it off. Cindy says the left purple one. There it is. Yay. Okay, now we're done. Okay, I'm going to go get flowering rain boots really quick. So, you guys, this is Timeless Tulips. This was Let's Just Stamp for March. Deb loves them all. Nice. Denise says all of them. Melanie says the Poppy. Patty says this one. Yeah. Dee says the Poppy one. Woohoo. Okay, so Let's Just Stamp next month is, let's grab the calendar and see if we got a date for you guys. So you can mark your calendars. Again, if you don't, the new horizon. Okay, Jean. Yes. Okay. Let's Just Stamp for April. It's April 11th, which is a Monday at 1, or April 19th, which is a Tuesday for in-person. The flowering rain boots is what we picked. So sentiments, focal images. So you can get everything all in one, stamp set in case. Versatility, I'm not sure if you would have to be very creative to come up with things on your own for these cards, I think. Not that it's not possible, but let me show you the cards, because this is what we're doing for Let's Just Stamp next month. Okay, so very bright, cheerful cards again, you guys. This is all three of them in a nutshell. This one is actually, it's a fun fold. So it opens up like this, opens like this, and we featured the Sweet as a Peach paper. So you guys, I generally don't glue my insides in, if you didn't catch that. So that's what will go on the inside there. So what you would need if you don't, so we use the watering can and the flowers and a sentiment. So if you don't have, all you need is something to go on this little white rectangle. And you could put anything bright and cheerful on that little rectangle. So that's one card. This one, Deb Norman, we use the DSP blocking thing is what Kelly calls it. So that is also from Sweet as a Peach. Again, you'll get a scrap of paper for you to stamp your boots and your flowers on to fussy cut. There are dies though. So if you guys have the dies, you could definitely do die cutting, but we cut these out with our scissors. But if you don't have it, you could always just stamp something on the right rectangle. And then the last one uses, again, Sweet as a Peach paper, the flowers and the little pot and the sentiment. So we try to use as much from the stamp set as possible, but if you don't have it, you could totally improvise with something that you do have, okay? And like here we stamped the pot right onto the little rectangle, and then we fussy cut out the flowers. So this is Let's Just Stamp for next April, just to get you guys excited about the class that I just did, but it's basically the one for next month, and using flowering rain boots. Before I take the camera down and go over there, I didn't forget. I mean, I did forget. I'm glad a couple of you guys reminded me. So we'll go over there. Oh, yeah, Melanie. Definitely. All that paper is from Sweet as a Peach. So if you have the peach stamp set, you could definitely use the peach stamp set, because the peach stamp set has flowers in it too. Oh, very good idea. Yep. So if you have the peach stamp set, you guys, you could definitely turn those cards into peach-based cards versus flower-based cards. Super cool. Okay, so let's see here. I did have some Happy Mail I forgot to show you guys too. So let me flip that down really quick before I forget. So I had here, Sandy Wicklander, I got your card. So this is Sandy's mystery card. You guys, we did this last month, I think, where that little pocket was over there. And so this was Sandy's mystery card. And so she used the hand-penned paper and stamp set and the little die cut. So Sandy, I got it. Thank you. This one, you guys, came from Jennifer Jones. Woohoo! You guys, this was ink, paper, scissors card that she made. I love it. Very cool. And she said, hello, sunshine. And this was a congratulations card. I love how she instead of the card going this way, she made the card go horizontal using her creativity. Yay. And then Christina Bernard sent me hand penned as well. You guys, all three of my Happy Mails are featuring the hand pen products. So Christina made a little postcard. So I love it. So that was my Happy Mail that I got to show off to you guys. And I have this card, you guys, for a drawing. I went back to Tip Tuesday, and this is the card I made for Tip Tuesday. And I drew a winner, and da-da-da-da! Winner, winner, chicken dinner for this card from Tip Tuesday from a couple weeks ago goes to a gal named Sharon Land, Land. So Sharon, if you're watching, or if anybody knows Sharon, make sure you give me your address so I can put this card in the mail to you. Very cool. And you guys, out of the 28 people that got the card kits from me, I had 8 people that placed orders to get the card kits for free. So I'm going to do a random number generator with those 8 people for a door prize. And how the door prize works is once you get another class from me in the future, I put your door prize in with that class. So I don't just go randomly mail out stuff that people win when it comes to the door prizes. It goes out in the next card class that you get from me. So all right, we're going to go to random number generator, and I'll flip the phone down in a second, or the camera down so you guys can see. Let's see here. I got it pulled up. So I had 8 people. I think 8 was the last one. So let's put in 8, and we're going to click generate. Number 8. It was Susan Reed. Susan, you were the last one to place an order to get this class for free, like last week sometime. So I will have a door prize for you in your next set of card kits that you get from me, the next class that you take. I'll have that for you. So congratulations to both Sharon and Susan. Woohoo! Okay. So did I forget anything besides showing you the cards? Because I think when I go over there, I'll end off over there. If you guys missed the beginning of the video and you tuned in later, make sure you go back and catch the beginning, because I did showcase off 3 upcoming classes that are next on the docket and starting to prep for them. So I want to know how much to prep without being undercutting, under forecasting, I should say. So, all right, I got to unplug here, and we're going to take you guys off. So I'll keep you on me, and then I'll flip it around to the hive here. I don't do this very often, you guys. So, all right. So let's flip the camera. All right, so this is the hive, what it looks like. So I was talking to you guys earlier, and I'm trying not to move so fast that you guys get dizzy, but I have all of the, thanks Jeannie Parker. I have all of the ink, paper, scissors of the 28 people that registered already, and New Horizons. All of this stuff is prepped. Look at this pile on the counter here. All these are prepped and ready to go in the mail tomorrow. So my mom will get here. I said we can sleep in tomorrow because I know she's got the party tonight. right? And so she's like, well, I'll try to get there by 9. I'm like, we don't have to start that early, but all these, you guys, are ready to go. And these people, I got Post-it notes on. They get some free designer series paper because they bought the bundle as their RSVP for class. Oh, you guys, this is an awesome thing here. So that's what I've got going in the mail. I have a little collection over here of cards. I need to show these to you guys close up. These are the waves. I call it the waves of the future, but it's Waves of Inspiration is the name of the stamp set here. Right there. So this is the Waves collection. You guys, I have this. Oh my goodness. You guys, I have that class coming up on April 8th as well. I forgot to show you that. So these are just some samples. There's the card one, this one right there, the one in the middle. That's actually for class, the one that I just gave away. And then we have 2 more cards for that class. April 8th, if anybody wants to sign up for the Waves. But these are just some swap cards, not just some swap cards. These are swap cards I got. And I'll have to show you guys what they look like close up when I have a minute to actually get them down and put them over there. So thanks, Cindy Rentry. Yes. Oh, you guys, so this is my plethora of stamp collection. So some of you guys that are new to me, this is my, I call it my stamp case, not a bookcase, but a stamp case. These are all my retired stamps that I have. Some of you have seen this, some haven't. And then I have my current ones over on the side there. Those are the annual catalog. And then on this side, thanks, Randy. I appreciate that. You have a good night tonight as well. Over here, these are just what I've got for the mini catalog stamps. So, all right. So, and some of you guys don't always see the hive in full swing here, but this is what the classroom looks like. And so, I got it all set up and nice and ready. I've got these over here on the board. That's the 3 on the right are swap display boards. And then the one on the left always shows my upcoming classes. So I'll show you guys on the counter over here. I'm going to try to walk slow so it's not all wiggly. But over here I have what's coming up for classes that I don't have room on the counter or on the board for. You guys, this is the first time seeing this. Like these are this is the May monthly class. So it's not even published yet. So these 3 cards are what we're doing for the monthly class for May. This is the Flowering Fields out so you can see the fun fold. So this is the Flowering Tulips. And so this one has this little, where's my finger here? Right there. There's a little arm that comes out and then the other flips up. And this is an easel card. And then you guys, this is ink, paper, scissors for April. So that's April 28th, featuring Beauty of the Earth. This is Let's Just Stamp, you guys. This is May's Let's Just Stamp, featuring Paradise Palms. And then here's the Waves class. Oh, wait. Wait, here we go. This is next month, you guys. This is Let's Just Stamp for April. I just showed these to you. And then this is the Waves class. So April 8th. So I have these all out on the counter. So when gals come in person, they can see them on the counter. So I just don't have room on my display boards for all that. So yeah. Okay. So let me flip you guys back around. So I think that's everything. I'm seeing comments. Well, that's a lot of stamp sets. Yes, Denise. So somebody said that to me the other night, like last night, that you've got a lot of stamps. You've got a lot of this. You've got a lot of that. You know what? I've been stamping for 20 here. I'm going to pop this back in here so that I'm not holding it. There. So I've been stamping for 20 years, you guys. I started stamping when I was 2. No, I was 20. But in 2001, I started stamping. So this is a collection of 20 years of stuff in my hive. And I have gotten rid of things through the years, but it's really hard. I'm a collector at heart. Just like a lot of people collect things. I'm not like atypical. And I have a hard time letting go of things because I think, well, I might want that stamp set when I want to make a card using that stamp. So, yeah, so I collect a lot. Yeah, so it's hard getting rid of stamps, but I've made a vow. So you guys saw that bookcase. Thank you, Ann Bellinger. I appreciate it. Holy cow, stamp sets. Yes, Brenda Lee. Yes, so some demonstrators can do whatever they want. Their stamps are their stamps, just like anybody who owns anything. You can always do whatever you want. Some demonstrators will not keep anything retired. Well, I'm not that demonstrator. I've made a vow that bookcase is the maximum amount of stamps that I will hold that are retired. So like when this annual catalog retires, you guys saw I had a whole row of stamps. Whatever doesn't carry over needs to fit in that bookcase. If it doesn't fit in that bookcase, then I have to go through and pull stamp sets that will leave that bookcase. And so I will not ever be more than that. That's what I made a vow. Before I moved into the studio, I just kept growing and growing and growing. So yeah, so it's hard for me to relinquish stuff, but little by little, when you run out of room, you have to purge things. So, and that's why I host 3 used stamp sales every year. The one's coming up March 26th. There's one in the summer and there's one in November. And so, at those times is when I can go through and kind of sell things at the used stamp sale that I host. And then I invite all my team and other local demonstrators and customers to sell, off things that they want as well to make room for new. So, all right. Hildy says she cannot get rid of her stamps. You know what? It's always everybody's own personal choice. Like whatever they, as long as you have room for the things and you're using them, go for it. Keep everything. That's how I feel. It's just like, if you run out of room though, it's like, oh man. So yes. All right, you guys. I was wondering about that stamp case and outgrowing it. Yes, I will not outgrow it. I have made a vow. I've told too many people that I don't have more than that. And so otherwise I have to find a secret place to sneak them off to. And then I forget that I have them. So I can't do that. That's just not an option. So Sandy Wicklander, you talked about the 100 wood stamp sets. That is something that I have done. I have purged out a lot of the wood stamp sets. I have maybe saved about 20 of them, especially a St. Patty's Day set that is 20 years old that Stampin' Up! Doesn't make much for St. Patty's Day stamps anymore. So I have kept a few of the St. Patty's Day stamp sets through the years, some Halloween sets. I've saved ones that haven't come out with like similar stamps. And so I've been able to purge out the wood stamps. So the thing is that most people are not buying wood stamps. So you go to a stamp sale and you can hardly give away wood stamps now. So it's crazy. So, all right, Deb, thank you so much. I am glad I'm feeling a little bit better as well. I would say I'm like 90%. So, anyways, I think that I accomplished everything I wanted to. We kept it under 2 hours, which was awesome. You guys got a little tour of the hive. If I forgot anything, I'll try to follow it up later. And you guys, I will be live tomorrow night at 5:30 Central. And we're going to do the March monthly class. I don't have any kits left. I made 48 of them, and all 48 are accounted for. So, yay! So that's always a good sign. My mom loves it when I do that. So, sell out. So, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you. Happy St. Patty's Day again. Let's go kiss our Irish friends, right? No, I am Irish. My grandpa was half Irish, so that means I think I'm an 8th Irish. So I got a little of that in me. So awesome, you guys. Well, I love you so much. We'll see you later. Thanks for all your love and support this week. I appreciate it so much. We'll see you later. Bye.